Alright, this video topic was heavily requested on my last Can You Zero Waste Shop at This Grocery Store video, and that is Trader Joe's. And I think this was heavily requested because they are famous for their plastic packaging. So, is Trader Joe's actually sustainable or are they greenwashing? Let's find out today. First, if you have never seen one of my Can You Zero Waste Grocery Shop at This Grocery Store video, we first sit here at my computer and research the brand in depth. Then I take my grocery list, go to the store, and see if I can find all the stuff that I need that week, zero waste. This series is inspired by Shelby Shelbizzle's video series, kind of on the same topic, but she purposefully goes to those grocery stores looking for zero waste swaps, while I take my existing grocery list and see if I can make it zero waste at these stores, as well as looking at the company, because sure, you might be able to find boxed mac and cheese plastic free at a grocery store, but is that grocery store eco-friendly? I have so far done Meijer, Aldi, and Kroger in this series, so this is video number 4. And full disclosure, I've only been to Trader Joe's once in my life, and I hated it. Sensory overload with all of the colors and the different products and the specialty items, as well as I feel like you can't really buy staples there. From my vague understanding of what Trader Joe's is, it is a lot of specialty items, which is cool. If you're looking for some fun freezer meals, if you're looking for some fun dessert options, it is a great place to go. But can you actually get your entire grocery list done at Trader Joe's? And are they sustainable? Let's get into it. Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste. And if I talk a little too fast for you, you can change the speed of the video with the gear icon right down here. Instead of just looking up, is Kroger sustainable? I will go to the company's website and look at their sustainability reports, because it's a very popular thing for a brand to do in the year 2024. When you look up like Kroger sustainability report, Aldi sustainability report, it's the first search, their website, their report. I search on their website sustainability and all I get is sustainability feedback, and product information. First two are contact us information, so let's click on product information, the FAQs. When you see our name on a label, you can be assured that the product contains quality ingredients, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives, colors derived from only naturally available products, no MSG, which is not necessarily eco-friendly or healthy. That is actually quite xenophobic. Keep in mind, we saw the same thing with Kroger and the same thing with Aldi. And you see our name on a label. So when it's Trader Joe's brand. Now, I do know from stuff that I've seen online that Trader Joe's does heavily only provide Trader Joe's options. They don't really sell Heinz ketchup or Kraft mac and cheese. This is the first thing I'm seeing on their page that has to do with sustainability, and that is organic. And even then, that's only a little bit. They say, we introduced our first organic Trader Joe's product back in the 1970s, nearly 3 decades before organic became mainstream. Ooh. Just because you like Trader Joe's, just because you like Kroger does not make them sustainable. And that's what this video is about. Let's also look up who owns Trader Joe's. I think actually someone commented this on my Aldi video. What? Aldi? Aldi owns Trader Joe's? It's true right here on their website. That technically makes Trader Joe's family owned because Aldi is still family owned. Now it's part of Aldi Nord. Let's look up then, what is Aldi Nord? Because I think that's different. Who owns Aldi? Yes, Albrecht Discounts owns Aldi. What's the difference? Oh, here, perfect. Aldi, two separate but closely cooperating companies. The Aldi that we reviewed in the Aldi video is Aldi Süd, which includes Germany, South, United Kingdom, Australia, and the United States. There's Aldi Nord, Germany, North, Belgium, France, and Spain, and also Trader Joe's. So who owns Aldi Nord? The Albrecht family. Why does Aldi own Trader Joe's? Okay, that's great news though. That means that Trader Joe's is technically family owned because the Albrecht family still owns Albrecht Discounts, and then they just have 2 different operating umbrellas. Back to organic. All the while we've remained focused on only providing products that are exceptional value, which to us means that they must be greater quality and a great price. Those are all just opinions. Trader Joe's. Okay, here we go. BPA. Non-BPA is good for the planet and for our health. It's very toxic for us. So non-BPA for Trader Joe's includes Tetra Pak, plastic bottles, tubs and containers, canned coconut milk and coconut cream, etc., etc., etc. A lot of options. It's not all of their products. Sustainable seafood. Here we go. Customer concerns, including the issues of overfishing, destructive catch or production methods, and the importance of marine reserves. We have been committed to ensuring that all of our seafood purchases are from sustainable sources, aiming to use our purchasing power to leverage within the seafood supply community. They use reputable sources like the Seafood Watch List. They do a lot of wild caught fish, blah, 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 blah. Antibiotic-free meat and poultry. There is some sustainability stuff sprinkled in here, but honestly, Kroger has had the best sustainability report. Aldi's was trash. I said this so many times in that video that I don't think Aldi's greenwashing, but the words that they choose to use on their website make them look like they're greenwashing. They're using this greenwashy language, and they shouldn't because they are a sustainable-ish company. Kroger, though, they had an 80-page sustainability report. Is Kroger doing good things for the planet? not really, but their sustainability report was top notch. And I guess that's what you get when you are a multiple billion-dollar company. Because this isn't even a sustainability report. This is just little bits and pieces of sustainability. So what does natural mean specifically on meat and poultry product labels? And this is why it's important to look at every single piece of what they're saying, because this isn't just natural for all Trader Joe's. This is just natural meat and poultry. This means that it is a product containing no artificial ingredient or added color and is minimally processed. Minimal processing means that the product was processed in a manner that does not fundamentally alter the product. The label must include a statement explaining the meaning of the term natural. Dairy, eggs. They do have vegan and vegetarian labels, which is helpful. It is nice that they do sell a lot of vegan and vegetarian options, which was one of my critiques, honestly, of all of the grocery stores we've covered so far, is that they really don't have a lot of vegan options. Some of them do have some that will get you by, but like Trader Joe's does have like specialty vegan options, which can be a lot of fun for vegans, especially at a place like Trader Joe's, where you're either going to get an animal product in plastic or a vegan option in plastic. Plastic is going to be on either option. You might as well pick the vegan one because it is better for the environment. And if you don't know why eating vegan or vegetarian or any reduced amount of meat or dairy or eggs is better for the planet, you can check out this video. Don't care about that. This is just talking about like how they produce their olive oil and coconut oil, why are there perforated holes in some frozen food packages, decaffeinated coffee, gluten-free, nutrition facts, fiber, fats, pet safe, household cleaners. That's it. Ooh, red flag. That is all that they have about sustainability. And they really only talked about vegan labels and vegetarian labels, sustainably caught seafood, and what natural means on their poultry items. That was not impressive. So now we have to go back to Google and just search. Okay, and so I'm going to use this. I don't like using it, but I'm going to use it because Aldi did the same thing. So just to keep it fair, Brightly Eco, which is a blog, it's not an actual like scientific source or anything like that. 2021, this blog did an analysis of popular chain stores, and they ranked Trader Joe's as the least sustainable. Wait, I found something from Trader Joe's via that Google search. I couldn't find this on their website before this Google search. I was all excited about the stats, and now that I'm reading it, the stats are bad. This is from 2020. Trader Joe's composted and recycled over 670 million pounds of materials. Now, why is this greenwash? And that is because they're just giving us a blanket statement. That's not they're not disclosing their total amount of waste. Because cool, that is a lot. That is a lot of material that they are reducing from the landfill. This is organic material, cardboard, plastic wrap, plastic buckets, and damaged pallets that they composted and recycled. This does not include any other type of packaging, any other type of waste, and again, it's just a blanket statement. 670 million pounds of materials. Out of how much? Was that 90% of what you produced that year, or was it 5% of what you produced that year? We don't know. This one is a good statistic. Out of 100% of all of their food items, 99.5% were sold to customers, donated to food recovery partners, or composted, meaning that only 0.5% was sent to the landfill. And the USDA has reported that at a retail level, typically it's 10% that goes to the landfill. So they are doing like more here than the average grocery store. Again, in 2020, packaging for over 150 products was improved by eliminating excess components, increasing the amount of recycled and sustainability sources, and removing non-sustainable materials. Great. How much does this reduce the overall waste? Does this increase the recyclability of your materials? Does this decrease the overall carbon footprint? Again, I'm not saying that any of this stuff that they're doing is bad, but I just really wish that they shed light on the actual stuff that they did and not just these very vague statements. In 2020, they also removed 2 million pounds of plastic packaging from our products this year. That's a good statistic. They have a couple of sustainability goals, again, very vague. Reduce and remove packaging, sourcing renewable and recycled packaging materials, choose packaging that can be realistically recycled. That's a good word choice because, once again, in theory, thin plastics can be recycled, but are they actually? Likely not. They want to avoid the use of harmful substances in packaging and provide information to customers that increase understanding of how best to recycle or dispose of packaging. Now, this was 4 years ago. We don't have anything new from their 2021, 22, or 23 reports. And again, I wouldn't even call this a report. This is really just like a blog post. That's a shame. It really is a shame that that is all that they have on their website. Let's see if I can't find anything else. Okay, wow, this is literally like a blog post from Luth Lorenzen on LinkedIn. Let's look at what she has to say about their energy efficiency. One of Trader Joe's strengths is energy efficiency, especially in its store design. These intentionally small neighborhood stores open for limited hours and are by design more energy efficient than their competitors. Moreover, their newly built stores are built with minimal materials, fitted with energy-efficient LED lighting, use CO2-based refrigeration, and have some solar panels installed on their roofs. However, due to Trader Joe's lack of detailed disclosure, it is unknown how many of its total 561 stores in 42 states are of this standard. Very similar to Aldi. Trader Joe's states that 23% of the products sourced are local or organic. They also note that they work with suppliers to ensure that products are ethically sourced and workers are treated fairly. So according to the company, as of 2022, more than 4.6 million pallets of wood were recycled, more than 277 million pounds of plastic were recycled, and more than 311 million pounds of cardboard were recycled, which once again is not like the overall number. Like, how much plastic and cardboard did you create? Of that total, how much percentage was recycled? So this is cool too. This is not something that I've seen another grocery store talk about, and I will link this full blog post in the description. And hopefully she's got some sources at the end, because I'm not sure where she's getting all of this. So over the past few years, Trader Joe's have adjusted their delivery routes and warehouse locations, taking hundreds of millions of miles out of their transportation system. In addition to this, according to their website, they have also purchased 100 electric delivery trucks to deliver goods to major cities in the US. Trader Joe's could also help by supporting initiatives that help give back to the planet, such as planting new trees. I don't really like that suggestion, because tree planting can be used as greenwashing, and tree planting is not going to save the planet, when instead their reduction of how much plastic they use actually would do more benefit than just planting trees. Planting trees is good. Planting trees is not the answer, and you can learn more about carbon offsetting via trees in this video. The author is saying that actually the more that a company can increase their sustainability, they can expect to see an increase of their profits up to 81% over 3 to 5 years if they adopt best practices for sustainability that are already being implemented by large corporations around the world. Which I totally agree. As environmentalism becomes more mainstream and more people are, shopping eco, seeking out eco brands, shopping small, better things that you're doing for the planet, the more likely that I'm going to support you, as well as others. Overall, I'm very upset at Trader Joe's already, because why was I able to learn more and find more information? Some random person's blog post on LinkedIn, and I was able to find on their website. And I'm not asking companies to disclose every single bit of information, but because I see Trader Joe's as a company that wants people to think that it's eco-friendly, you would think that you would add more to your website to persuade customers that you are more eco-friendly, because clearly they are doing some good things, as we saw in that blog post. They're far from perfect. No company is going to be perfect. The fact that they don't have any of that on their website is just such a big red flag to me. And that's honestly as much as I can find. Kroger really set the bar high with their sustainability report. Never would I ever thought I would say that Kroger set the bar high. But their sustainability report was so in-depth and great with statistics and graphs and proof. And then we get companies like Aldi and Trader Joe's that are just not really showing anything on their websites at all. That is what we know about Trader Joe's. Not a lot. Let's compile a grocery list. Let's go to Trader Joe's. Let's see what I can find. Plastic-free, package-free, recyclable. I'm like already nervous about it, because as I say in all these videos, I hate going to new grocery stores. It is so overwhelming for me having to find stuff where I don't know where it is, but I do this for you guys. So I hope that you appreciate it, especially because I'm currently in Wisconsin. If you didn't know, Dan and I just moved from Ohio. We did a long road trip, east, north, west, north, and by the time you're seeing this, we will have been in International Falls, Minnesota for about a month, but currently we're still in Madison, Wisconsin. So this week we're going to be in Minneapolis, and I figured this is it. This is my only chance to film about Trader Joe's this summer, because we're going to live middle of nowhere this summer. We're working at a national park. Then we'll come back here for final thoughts on if I personally think that you can shop zero waste at a Trader Joe's after having been to one. Okay, it's time to go to Trader Joe's, and Dan's with me this time. So a little bit is different than the last ones, because first off, I only have 3 things written down on my list. We don't need meals today. This is literally our last chance to go to Trader Joe's before we go live in the woods for 5 months. So we're gonna see if I can get our few items actually zero waste, and then we'll also just take a walk around the store and film a few other things and look at other stuff like packaging, zero waste, and that sort of stuff. Let's just go ahead and go on in. Among walking in, overwhelmed. I don't know if that's just me, because it's a combination of a new grocery store and Trader Joe's. I was surprised though at the amount of produce in general. They have a very like regular or mainstream like exterior. They got produce, they got dairy, they got like freezer aisle and stuff, as well as there was quite a bit of plastic free produce and package free produce. They had like a packaged option and a non-packaged option for most things, but things like apples, oranges, tomatoes, avocados, all of it was available plastic free, which was really cool and I did not expect. We're just gonna start with the good things. There's also a lot of vegan options, which I know Trader Joe's is known for. Their vegan and vegetarian options, which I really like, especially after going to Aldi. And I know I went to an Aldi in a very rural part of the country, so I don't judge them too hard for their vegan selection. And this was like a Trader Joe's in St. Paul, Minneapolis. I'm not even sure they had our favorite brand of vegan milk. But then that's the problem too, is a lot of our favorite brands, they don't sell because Trader Joe's also just sells Trader Joe's products. It would be nice to be able to find my favorite brand there, but you can't. Okay, and then the packaging that I did find, a lot of it was recyclable, like cardboard boxes, plastic bottles, cans, glass bottles. Not all of it, of course. A lot of it was also thin plastics, which, like their website says, is technically recyclable if you seek out special programs and you find them on your own. It's not curbside recyclable. So it's asking the consumers to do a lot of extra work to recycle their hard to recycle packaging. They do have a lot of hard to recycle packaging. And then my last pro for Trader Joe's, that was a small list of pros, is that I can bag stuff myself, which means I can choose paper, plastic, or bring my own reusables. No questions asked. And the checkout process was really smooth. I often don't like going to an actual cashier to check out at grocery stores because it takes forever, and then there's usually a bagger who doesn't bag stuff how I like. I just like the control of being able to bag myself, and of course that they did not even question that I brought my reusable bags. But let's move on to the cons. As I already hinted at, so much plastic. There is so much. Yes, a lot of it is recyclable, but there are other options I think that they could use. As well as a lot of the plastic that they do use is not recyclable. Curbside. I know it's technically recyclable. Me, like even an environmentalist, I don't go out of my way to recycle thin plastics because it's inconvenient, a waste of time and money and gas, and it's difficult to find somewhere, especially now that I'm living in a very rural part of the country. And like, I care about the environment. There's plenty of people who shop at Trader Joe's that do not care about the environment. They're not seeking out recycling programs for this thin plastic. Okay, my next big con is that you can't really find a lot of staples here. It's very much the opposite of Aldi. Aldi is like only staples, no specialty products, and Trader Joe's is only specialty products and no staples, which is funny now that they're owned by the same people. Maybe that's intentional. But you know, you can get so many fun snacks and little bits and bobs, but you can't really find, there's some staples. Like there's flour, but it's only a small bag of flour. And like as a baker, I like to buy the biggest bag that I can. I couldn't find sweetened condensed milk. I'm trying to think what else we were looking for. We weren't looking for a lot. You know, I think you can find stuff like rice, flour, sugar, those kind of staples, but not a great selection of them. And again, it all comes down to Trader Joe's only sells Trader Joe's products. Therefore, there's not a lot of selection to choose from. So there's like the Aldi umbrella, Aldi North, Aldi South, forget which ones owns Trader Joe's. I think it's Aldi South. Then there's Trader Joe's. So like technically the whole empire is not a monopoly, but Trader Joe's feels like a monopoly to me because they only sell Trader Joe's products. There's no selection. There's no market choice for the consumer. You don't have a choice who you give your money to. You give your money to Trader Joe's and end of story. One of my biggest critiques is their open freezers and fridges. There's not a single door in their entire store. That feels like such a waste of energy to me. And like maybe it doubles as AC, like maybe they don't have to turn on their AC as much because their freezers are open. But I feel like to keep, you know, a frozen pizza frozen with no lid, you really got to crank up the coldness on those freezers. And the same with ice cream. Like there's ice cream in those freezers that are open. Like if I left my freezer open right now, everything would melt. They've got to have those cranked really, really cold, and they're open. As well as what I noticed in the freezer aisles, and this is why it's so overwhelming. It's like there's frozen pizzas, there's frozen dinners, there's frozen whatever, and then on the top shelf there's like random snacks. There's like chocolate covered almonds and chips and stuff. It felt so disorganized, as well as over consumery. You know, they have a different deal on different products, and they have all these special signs on like the end caps of the aisles. They've got all these specialty items along the tops of the freezers. It was very much like, buy this product while it lasts, buy this product while it lasts, buy this specialty item. Pushing a little bit of overconsumption and impulse buying. That's very much what Trader Joe's, the vibe that they give to me is impulse buying, and like, fell for it. We bought some snacks that I've seen people talking about on the internet, and I'm like, I've always wanted to try those little hot lime chili roll-up things, those Takis knockoffs, because they can't sell Takis at Trader Joe's because it's not Trader Joe's brand. So I don't like that aspect. Perhaps I would get used to it. If I was a regular Trader Joe's shopper, I'm sure some of you regular Trader Joe's shoppers are very used to the layout. You probably know exactly where to go find your random item in there. But for me as a first-time shopper, like we just went to our new local grocery store, Super One, the other day, and I didn't feel overwhelmed because it was laid out like a traditional grocery store. And Trader Joe's, I was so overwhelmed. It was so random and it felt so disorganized, except for the produce. The produce was fine. Honestly, I'm not even sure aisles were labeled. now that I think about it, you know, with a thing like hanging from the ceiling. And then the price, pretty hard to gauge because we did not buy regular items, but I would say it's a decent price. I don't really think it's much more expensive than a regular grocery store. So this is my 4th grocery store. And they're all so different and so hard to gauge. I don't know. Aldi might take the cake for the most eco-friendly. It's hard to say. But I think I'm gonna say at this point, between my 4 grocery stores, I'm gonna go Aldi, Meijer, Trader Joe's, Kroger. Basically, the only thing keeping me from ranking Trader Joe's higher than Kroger is that it's not a mega corporation. Kroger is always going to be at the bottom for me. Sorry, Kroger fans. Because it's a mega corporation and they are buying out small grocery stores and monopolizing the grocery market. I don't care how eco Kroger claims to be, they're unethical and they could be doing so much more. They're only doing baby steps. Baby steps matter, especially for you and me. But a big corporation who has money and power and time and people and resources, they can do more for the environment, which is always why I'm going to critique Kroger very hard. But Trader Joe's, I would not call it eco-friendly. And let's see, I'll put up my poll right here on Instagram. The day I went, I asked on Instagram to see what you guys thought, and most people thought it was greenwashy. Some people said it's in between. It's like kind of eco, but kind of not. A couple people said it's very eco, which was surprising. So I'm not going to say Trader Joe's is greenwashing, especially because their environmental claims on their website were basically nothing. So if Trader Joe's was, you know, embellishing a little bit like Kroger was, I would call Trader Joe's greenwashing. I don't think they are. I think they're being honest. And I think that their honesty is they're doing some things for the environment in terms of like organic, recyclability, vegan options, and reusable bags. But for the most part, their open freezers, their abundance of non-recyclable packaging, and their just general vibe of overconsumption, I cannot call Trader Joe's eco-friendly. Would I shop here again? I really don't think I would. It's overwhelming for me. I don't like that I can't find everything here, similar to Aldi. I don't like that you can't find a lot of staples here. But it is fun every now and then to go try a new snack, a new drink, a new specialty item. I'm not gonna say never like splurge on an impulse. Like obviously we did it. We bought some snacks here. I think if I shopped at Trader Joe's every week, I would be falling for all these different impulse purchases and creating so much more waste than I need to. I like the layout of a traditional grocery store where I can go in, get out exactly what's on my list without being distracted by sales and specialty items and get this here only. So I'm gonna stick to some traditional grocery stores. But I know we have a Super One here in International Falls, and I believe that's a Minnesota-wide brand. I can review them this summer. And I will be going to Minneapolis one time this summer. It's a 4-hour drive each way. Sorry, folks, I can't go more than that. That's unreasonable to me. So if you have any other big brands you want me to review, let me know. I got a lot of requests on the Aldi video to review Sprouts next, which I would love to review Sprouts from memory, as well as via their website. I shopped exclusively at Sprouts for 2 years while we lived in Las Vegas, so I have a very good knowledge of what Sprouts is like. I love Sprouts, so I really hope that they're actually doing eco things. So maybe Sprouts is next, maybe a Minnesota brand is next, or maybe a big brand that I can find in Minneapolis is next. Let me know what you want to see next down below. As well as let me know your thoughts on Trader Joe's. Am I wrong? Is Trader Joe's actually greenwashing? Or is Trader Joe's actually very eco-friendly? Or do you agree with me and it's somewhere in the middle? It's not eco-friendly. It's not eco-friendly. I don't know. A little up in the air. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I'm so glad that you guys are liking this series as much as I am. It's been fun for me to experience different grocery stores and research them in depth, get to know which grocery stores that I should be personally supporting, and hopefully give you guys a bit of an idea about what grocery stores you should be supporting when it comes to eco-friendliness, whether you're shopping at a small business or a mega corporation. I'll see you next week. Until then, remember that your small actions make a big difference in the long run. Bye, guys. 2009. I really hate this lighting.